Willie D Live.
Young people, you know, they respect the journey that I spent all the time around these arch criminals. And for lack of a better way of putting it, all of them took advantage of this dude that was not in the best shape and struggling. But I never said anything negative about anybody. I never ratted on anybody. I never talked down on nobody. I continued to build myself until I felt strong enough to grab my nuts, if you will, and figure out what I'm gonna do on my own. Don't wait for none of these guys to reach out an olive leaf or I'm gonna do this for you. You know what I mean? I'm a Texas boy, and we grown men down here, and we figure it out. You know? But when I was in the depths of my struggle, and alcohol and drugs had me, MC Breed, rest in peace, my guy, smashed me out of California, took me to Atlanta, which is probably worse, because not only is the drugs and alcohol everywhere, but it's badass little, fine ass little naked chocolate girls everywhere. And not only that, Face is there, and Too Short is there.
So this is early 2000s.
This
late,
is
late
no,
90s.
this is
Late 90s, early
yeah,
2000s.
95, 97 in that area, and that boy from Beaumont, Texas, is down there, Pimp C, and we all just hanging out and kicking it and having fun, and you know the voice ain't really a bother to me because I just get to kick it with my peoples.
Man, how has I've seen you many times on Instagram with your daughter. This is the one that you have with Erica, I think. Puma, yeah. That seems to be an extremely close and personal bond that you guys share. How has fatherhood reshaped or reimagined what success is to you?
That's actually very well put. Because success has nothing to do with this music shit. My success is being a great father to her. And I got 2 young boys now. And so my idea of success now is in this era of life is being a great representative for them so that they see what it means to be a man early. They don't have to go through the struggles that I went through trying to figure it out on their own. They can come ask me. They can watch me. They can do some of this stuff with me, you know, and learn early. Self-love, you know, and knowing their value and knowing our value as people and what we've contributed to this culture and to these United States and what we continue to give, not only to our people, but to all people in this country. We set the standard on so many levels, you know, but we've never been the one to control the destiny of the things we create. And so going forward, I believe that we are in a time of change where the old ways are dead. The old thoughts, even in the music, from my perspective, is dead. It's just no life in it. You can continue to perpetuate those things, but there's no new life in it, which means there's no zillions of dollars in that because the world is tired. Not only are we tired, not only are they tired, but now we getting tired. There's plenty of old boys that started out wanting to be Easy E that learned by going down south to Huntsville that that's some bullshit. Now they back on these same blocks going, that's not the way. Let's go back in there and talk to these young men who getting this money now. But are doing the same things that we did.
But some of them are running into roadblocks trying to talk to those youngsters because now the youngsters have more money than them. And a lot of these guys are bowing down to the youngsters and allowing these youngsters to actually employ them. They're actually getting employed by the youngsters. And oftentimes what I'm seeing is the OGs are not having the conversations, the do's and the don'ts conversations with these youngsters because they're compromised because the youngsters are employed by the youngsters.
Some of them.
Instead of the other way around.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them. But I know plenty of them that's out there trying to get it right. And so here is where it becomes, now these are all personal musings of mine, but this is where it becomes incumbent upon all of us to work together, sort of in the vein that the Panthers came together when their only mission was to feed these kids every morning. That's what made their movement so dangerous for the United States back then, because if we could feed ourselves, then what do we need you for? Government, you know? And so if commerce is the key, because you said the young boys are paying these old boys, so it's the commerce that's making them bow down, not the knowledge of right and wrong, then we need to find the commerce in order to employ these guys ourselves and make sure they're giving the information we want given as a collective. You know what I mean? Because I can't blame a dude for trying to feed his family. I just can't do it. But instead of trying to tell them which way I'd like for them to go, I'd like to figure out how I can be a conduit to them getting paid the commerce that they need to do the right thing, you know?
Just to be clear, you said you can't blame them for trying to feed their family, but what if they're harming your family while trying to feed their family?
Well, look, that's a God thing. There's no one is righteous on this plane, not one of them. And so who am I to judge anybody? I'm doing my best. Maybe they doing their best. Maybe the evilest motherfucker in the world are still not my place. All I can do is walk my path and try to point out from what I perceive is a better approach at getting what everybody wants done. If what you want done is some bread, it's a better way to get it than that. Let me show you that. If what we want is unity in the community, there's a better way to do it than the way we're going after it. Let's figure out that. Let's figure out how all of the black folks that's in this high rise that we in right now, it's a whole bunch of them in here making a whole lot of money, wear great suits, that are completely disconnected from the niggas in the street. In fact, probably see themselves differently, but they aren't. You know what I mean? Same nigga, different clothes, different life experience. Figure out how to change that back into we all the same. Like when West Dallas Projects is about a rock throw from here to me. And when I was growing up in the projects, it's maybe about a 2 to 3 mile place. Probably like the wards down there. And it's just all of us in here broke, you know. But we happy. You know, you asked me about Puma. When she turned 13, her school, she wanted to go to Haiti and help them folks build a school with her school. Her mother couldn't go. Her mother asked me to go. I took it as an honor that my child wanted to go do something like that. And of course I'm gonna go. Because if I don't go, she can't go. So I went over there to Haiti and went to one of these little villages. They don't have any water. They don't have any lights. You know, they got nothing. But they're happy playing soccer. You know, they're happy speaking to one another. They're happy with the witch doctor live over here, you know. And that reminded me of the projects that I was born in, that the material things that we've become so accustomed to having and fighting over really don't mean shit. Has nothing to do with the happiness that we could have if we start to see things differently. You know? And I think that's what we are. I think the national conversation, the way politics are going today, are driving us back to that. I think they put your boy in office, and they believe that it's for this. I believe that it's for that, and they just don't know it yet.
Puma's daddy is D.O.C, Tracy Curry. Her mama is Erykah Badu.
Mm-hmm.
Is she at all interested in entertainment industry?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't like to answer this for Puma because she gets in her feelings. But when she watches her mother perform, I can see that there's a fire in there. But it's a different one than the one her mother had or the one I had. Because she's rich. You know?
Mm-hmm.
She's already popular. You know? I started rapping because nobody saw me. I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be heard. I wanted to be somebody. She's already somebody. Yeah.
That's a very good point. When my son was playing football, he played for this private school, man, and there's a bunch of little rich ass kids out on the field playing ball, and their performance is very lackluster, to say the least. So I pulled my son to the side. This is their first day at practice, man. I pulled my son aside. I said, listen, you can't play like that.
That's right.
Like, look, I don't know where you're going to get it from, but you're going to have to figure out some damn pride, and you're going to have to find an area to pick out your pride. Whether it's going to be family name, it's some girl you trying to impress, you want bragging rights, but you're going to have to find something to find some goddamn pride in, because I'm not accepting this.
That's right.
Now, go out there, give me everything you got, leave it on the field, and you won't hear anything from me. But I brought you here, so I know you ain't giving 100. Them little kids was out there, man. They out there, I felt like they were out there just to make sure that they had a framed picture with them, in the football uniform.
Yeah.
So they can look back on.
Yeah.
Because their asses was out there. I'm like, I can pretty much beat all y'all asses by myself. Put all y'all 22 of y'all on the field. I'll run all over y'all, But that's how it is. You're right, man. If these kids, when they grow up in it and they got that money, they're not running that ball like with the idea, I'm busting out of the hood. I'm going to put the whole hood on my back and I'm going to buy my mama a house. And they're not thinking like that.
Well, not if you're not in the hood.
Right.
You don't have that experience to draw from.
Yeah.
But there's some out there that's still in the hood that got that,
Yeah.
But Puma has been, she's been loved on hard by both her mother and I since she was a child. And so her development is going to be different. Now, her mother's actually going on this short tour.
She's leaving in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Puma is staying home to work on material.
Yeah.
And so, she played something for me a couple of weeks ago, and all I could do is keep praising her, going, come on, what we waiting on? What we gonna do?
But, it's dope that she has those options, and that's why y'all put the work in. Y'all did the work so she didn't have to do the work that y'all did.
All right.
So, to make it easier. I don't know. I don't understand these parents who, because they walk 3 damn country miles to school, they figure like their kids should have to be able to do the same thing, or because they walked until they had holes in their tennis shoes, that their kids should have a hole in their tennis shoe before they buy them some new ones. Like, you should want your children to do better than what you did.